Welcome to the rapid-fire game that puts high school students on the academic playing field. It's WHIO. Here's your host, Mike Hartsock.
Hi once again, everybody, and welcome back to WHIO. Two new teams today, as we have on the bottom row the Beavercreek Beavers and up on top the Anna Rockets. We want to welcome all 8 of you to another round of WHIO. Our game is very simple. 4 rounds of competition. In the first round, each question is worth 10 points. If you buzz in first and answer correctly, you get those 10 points. If you incorrectly answer, the other team can give the correct answer and steal that 10-point question away. So teams, if you're ready, here we go. Hands on buzzers. Let's play WHIO. He was an American black singer, dancer, and entertainer, and was a member of Frank Sinatra's Rat Pack. Andy from Anna.
What's his name?
Time's up. Beaver, let me finish the question for Beavercreek. He made famous such lines as "Here come the judge." What was his name? Steve.
Sammy Davis Jr.
Sammy Davis Jr. is correct for 10 points. Which constitutional amendment protects us from having to testify against ourselves in a trial? Joey from Beavercreek.
The Fifth Amendment.
The Fifth Amendment is correct for 10 points. Sir James Dewar, a British chemist, invented in 1892 a product that many of us use regularly today as a way to take a beverage with us while also keeping it either hot or cold. Steve from Beavercreek.
A thermos.
A thermos bottle is correct for 10 points. Look at your studio monitors right now. This man leads the economically troubled Kevin from Beavercreek.
Boris Yeltsin.
That's Boris Yeltsin, correct for 10 points. When bodybuilders flex their arm in order to make their muscles bulge, which muscle group is it that forms the bulge? Kevin from Beavercreek.
Biceps.
That's the biceps, correct. Okay, let's test your mental math. Listen carefully as I'll read slowly, or sort of slowly. Subtract 125 from 300. Divide your answer by 25. Multiply that by 5 and add 15. Joey from Beavercreek.
50.
50, that's correct for 10 points. The great Finnish composer who wrote the piece Finlandia was born during this week in history, December 8, 1865. Who was he? He was Jean Sibelius. Another 10-point toss-up question here. To determine this kind of motion, you must compare the position of a moving object to that of a fixed object. What kind of motion are we talking about? Nathan from Anna.
Kinetic.
Incorrect. Beavercreek, chance to steal. Joey.
Relative motion.
Relative motion is correct. This Dutch artist has achieved lasting fame. One of his famous works, Joey from Beavercreek.
Vincent van Gogh.
No, incorrect. Let me finish the question for Anna. One of his famous works is called Belshazzar's Feast. He preferred history for his paintings, and his works are now worth many millions of dollars each. Who was he? Andy, you buzzed in.
Rembrandt.
Rembrandt is correct for 10 points. El Nino has had a bad reputation for altering our weather all last winter and spring, even into summer in places. He has an unruly sister, Kevin from Beavercreek.
La Nina.
She is La Nina, that is correct. Is the ability of a solid to flow or change shape like a thick liquid known as oxidation, plasticity? Andy from Anna.
Plasticity.
It's known as plasticity, that's correct. In 1956, his first big hit record came out. It was called Jenica from Anna.
Oh, I was going to say Elvis.
That is correct. It was called Heartbreak Hotel. Nice guess anyway, and it gets you 10 points. Much fiction and art is set alongside or on a famous river. Paris, France is located on a very famous river. Steve from Beavercreek.
The Seine.
The Seine River is correct for 10 points. Geologists recognize 2 main types of weathering processes. Which one is illustrated by the expansion of water as it freezes in the cracks of rocks? Kevin from Beavercreek.
Physical.
Incorrect. Anna, a chance to steal. That is known as mechanical weathering. One of the closer neighbors of the United States is in Central America, the nation of Costa Rica. In what city is its capital located? Steve from Beavercreek.
San Jose.
San Jose is correct. What percentage of the Earth's surface is covered in water? Joey from Beavercreek.
70%.
No, incorrect. Let me finish the question for Anna. Is it 60, 75, or 85? Andy.
75.
75 is correct. Born on November 9th, 1848, he wrote stories about such famous characters as Uncle Remus and Brer Rabbit. What was his name? His name was Joel Chandler Harris. This lady was also born in early December, and she created the famous Wax Museum of Famous People. Sana from Beavercreek.
Madame Tussauds.
Madame Tussauds is correct for 10 points. This male artist was born up. That's going to be the end of the first round of our competition today between Beavercreek and Anna. Let's check out the scoreboard right now. The Beavers have the early lead, 110 to 40. Plenty of time to catch up. We'll have more right after this. Welcome back, everybody, to High Q. It's time to check out the scoreboard after one round of competition between Beavercreek and Anna. The Beavers on top 110 to 40 right now as we head into our second round. Before we get back to the questions, though, let's meet our two teams today. Starting on the top row with the Anna Rockets. Andy, do us the honors and lead off.
My name is Andy Harshbarger. I'm from Anna, and I'm a senior.
I'm Jen Hemmelgarn. I'm also a senior.
I'm Nathan Hoying. I'm a junior.
I'm Jenica Gill, and I'm a senior.
Okay, down on the bottom row, Sana, lead us off from Beavercreek.
My name is Sana, and I'm a senior.
I'm Kevin Miller. I'm a senior.
Hi, I'm Joey, and I'm a junior.
I'm Steve Fiore, and I'm a sophomore.
All right. Let's go back to Anna for a second. Jen, I understand there's a lot of renovations, a lot of new things happening up in Anna.
$6.9 million of renovations,
Wow.
including a new gymnasium, new sports facilities, new classrooms and labs.
And you all are starting some new sports, aren't you?
Football and soccer.
Football and soccer. How about that? Down on the bottom row from Beavercreek, you know, when you talk Beavercreek, we know about Beavercreek basketball, girls and boys basketball, but a lot of other successes, haven't there been, Kevin?
Yes, the Science Olympiad team placed third in the state last year, as well as the Science Bowl team, which placed in the top 18 teams in the nation, and our math team always does well in the state. So.
Wow, that's pretty impressive. Okay, let's get back to our game. This is our bonus round. We'll ask 10-point toss-up questions. The team that correctly answers it gets a chance at up to 3 more questions for as much as 30 additional points. The teams, if you're ready, here's your first toss-up question. This major interstate highway crosses the nation from east to west and connects a number of state capitals such as Ohio, Indiana, Kansas, and Colorado. Steve from Beavercreek.
Interstate 70.
That's I-70. That's correct for 10 points. And bonus questions for Beavercreek. Ohio cities have many nicknames that help to identify them. For 5 points, what city in Ohio is known as the Rubber City?
Akron.
That's correct. For 10 points, which city is known as the Treaty City?
Greenville.
That's correct. And for 15 points, which city is known as the Glass City?
Toledo.
That is Toledo. Nice job. 30 points. And another 10-point toss-up question for both teams. Do you follow your regional news? Channel 7 has long had news bureaus serving up north out of Troy and serving northeast out of Springfield. We've recently added another location. Steve from Beavercreek. You watch your news. That's correct. Greene County, and Reg Chapman is our bureau chief over there. Bonus questions once again for Beavercreek then. Many important world events took place in the first decade of this century. For 5 points, what Central American nation did the U.S. help to become independent in 1903 so that a canal could be built there? That's correct. For 10 points, in 1904 and 1905, a war between what 2 countries took place over who would control Korea and Manchuria?
Russia and Japan.
The Russo-Japanese War. For 15 points, this northern European nation became independent in 1905 after 600 years of rule by others.
Sweden.
Norway. Too bad, 2 out of 3. Another 10-point toss-up question. Here we go. 2 rivers meet in downtown Pittsburgh. The Allegheny and the Monongahela. Steve from Beavercreek. They form the Ohio River. That is correct. And once again, bonus questions for Beavercreek. France has many historic and well-known provinces. For 5 points, name the 2 provinces that France and Germany have argued about over this past century.
Lorraine.
That is correct. For 10 points, name the province whose name is also used for the bubbly wine used in many celebrations.
Champagne.
Champagne is correct. And for 15 points, nice steal there. For 15 points, name the province whose beaches were stormed by Allied troops in World War II on D-Day.
Normandy.
Normandy is correct. Okay, another 10-point toss-up question. The worst flood in almost 50 years took place in China this past summer near the huge industrial city of Wuhan in east-central China. What is the name of this major Chinese river which flows out of the mountains of Tibet? Nathan from Anna.
The Yangees.
Pardon me?
The Yangees.
Yeah, Yangtze River. That is correct for 10 points. And bonus questions this time for Anna. The Persian Gulf War was not an isolated event. There was history involved. For 5 points, with what nation... They can't buzz in. These are just for Anna. For 5 points, with what nation had Iraq been at war for 8 years until a ceasefire came in September of 1988?
Iran.
Iran is right. For 10 points, what was the nation that Iraq claimed as its other province and invaded in the summer of 1990?
Kuwait.
That's correct. And for 15 points, the major 1989-1990 scandal of the Reagan presidency showed that the U.S. had been secretly giving military aid to which Middle Eastern nation?
Iran-Contra.
Iran is correct. Yeah, that is correct for 15 points, and nice job on all 3 of those. So here we go now for another 10-point toss-up question. Name this early epic poem with no other author, with no known author, excuse me. Kevin from Beavercreek.
Beowulf.
Beowulf is correct for 10 points, and bonus questions for Beavercreek. Battles are sometimes forgotten, but the wars in which they took place are more likely to be remembered. I'll give you the name of a famous battle. You give me the war. For 5 points, the Battle of Iwo Jima. Don't have to buzz in. Just
World War II.
World War II is correct. For 10 points, the Battle of Pork Chop Hill.
Korea.
That is correct. And for 15 points, the Battle of Stone Mountain.
Civil War.
That's correct. Nice job for 30 points there. Another 10-point toss-up. A fortress in Paris destroyed during the French Revolution. Kevin from Beavercreek.
The Bastille.
It is the Bastille. That is correct. And bonus questions coming for Beavercreek. Composers sometimes become as well known as the music they've written. I'll give you the composition. You tell me the composer's name. For 5 points, the opera The Marriage of Figaro. Mozart. That's correct. For 10 points, the oratorio Elijah. You continue.
Handel.
No, Mendelssohn was the correct answer. So that's it for round 2 of our competition. Let's check out the score one more time between Anna and Beavercreek, and the Beavers have built their lead more. We're halfway through, though. We'll be back with more right after this. Two rounds deep into today's competition between the Beavercreek Beavers and the Anna Rockets. Beavercreek holds a pretty sizable lead right now, 270-80, but plenty of time left to play. Our professor joins us, Dr. Jim Uphoff, Wright State University. Good to have you with us.
Thank you. Beavercreek superintendents, former student of mine, the superintendents, the high school principal, and the elementary principal at Anna are all students of mine. They've got two good school districts.
Yeah, but you know, a lot of people around here have been former students of yours. So that's, you know, I'm not saying he's old, folks. I'm just saying he's taught a long time. Okay, it's rapid fire round today. In our rapid fire round, each team gets 1 minute to answer as many 10-point questions as they can. Any questions they incorrectly answer or pass on, the other team can give a correct answer and steal that 10-point question. Right now, Anna, you're trailing. You'll get first choice of our categories. Will it be author, amen, or famous losers, Jen?
Amen.
Amen, okay. Listen closely, Beavercreek. You'll have a chance to steal. For 10 points each, identify as many of these 15 major world religions as possible. Some religions will be used more than once. Here we go. Has 5 pillars of faith.
Pass.
God's son is killed but returns to life.
Christian.
Correct. The Torah is their most holy book.
Judaism.
There is only one God, but God has 3 parts, Father, Son, and
Christian.
Spirit.
Christian.
The fast of Ramadan.
Judaism.
Incorrect. Observance of Yom Kippur.
Jewish.
Correct. Observance of Lent.
Christian.
Founded by a prince from India, goal is to seek nirvana.
Buddhism.
Correct. Bhagavad Gita are part of the scriptures of this religion of India.
Hinduism.
Hinduism, I heard, that's correct. Much focus on ethical saying by the Chinese founder.
Buddhism.
No, incorrect. The giving of alms for the poor.
Christian.
Incorrect. The first religion to look at Abraham as a founder.
Jewish.
Correct. The most recent major religion begun in about... didn't get that one out. 12 questions, 1, 2, 3, 4 that you did not get, so Beavercreek, you can steal these. 1, 2, 3, 4. Has 5 pillars of faith. Islam is correct. The fast of Ramadan. Islam is correct. Much focus on ethical saying by the Chinese founder.
Confucianism.
Confucianism is correct. And the giving of alms for the poor. Islam is correct. Okay. Now it's Anna's turn to listen up. It's Beavercreek's turn to play. Kevin, is it going to be author, or famous losers?
I think we're going to go with author.
Author it is. Modern Library's list of 100 greatest books includes these. I'll give you the title. You give me the author's name for as many of these 15 as you can. Here we go. Ulysses.
James Joyce.
Brave New World.
Aldous Huxley.
The Grapes of Wrath.
John Steinbeck.
To the Lighthouse.
Pass.
Native Son.
Pass.
A Passage to India.
Forster.
Correct. The Good Soldier.
Pass.
As I Lay Dying.
Pass.
The Heart of the Matter.
Pass.
The Sun Also Rises.
Ernest Hemingway.
Tropic of Cancer.
Milton.
Incorrect. On the Road.
Jack Kerouac.
Correct. The Moviegoer.
Pass.
A Clockwork Orange.
Oh, Anthony Burgess.
Correct. And the Alexandria Quartet.
Pass.
Okay, that's 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 that you didn't get. So, Anna, a chance to gain some ground here. Here we go. To the Lighthouse.
Kurt Vonnegut Jr.
No, it was Virginia Woolf. Native Son.
James Fenimore Cooper.
No, Richard Wright. The Good Soldier.
Ulysses S. Grant.
No, Ford Maddox Ford. As I Lay Dying. William Faulkner. The Heart of the Matter. Graham Greene. Tropic of Cancer. That was Henry Miller. And The Moviegoer was Walker Percy. Tough category. Okay. Oh, no, we didn't. That's right. The Alexandria Quartet.
Norman Rockwell.
No, Lawrence Durrell. Tough category. We're at the end of 3 rounds of today's competition. On the scoreboard, Beavercreek 380, Anna 160. We'll be back with a final exam right after this. Two new teams in our high Q competition today, the Beavercreek Beavers and the Anna Rockets. And after 3 rounds, the Beavers on top 380 to 160. The only difference in our final round of competition, every question is worth 20 points instead of 10. So teams, if you're ready, here we go. There were 2 very prominent brothers in the U.S. in the last half of this century. One was the president, the other the attorney general. Andy from Anna.
Bobby Kennedy.
And more?
John F. Kennedy.
Right, both. Exactly, for 20. I needed both of them for 20. What is the name given to the coldest layer of the atmosphere? Nathan from Anna.
The stratosphere.
No, it's incorrect. Chance to steal Beavercreek. Sana.
Troposphere.
No, it's the mesosphere. He died in February 1987 after years as a leader in the pop art field. He painted Joey from Beavercreek.
Andy Warhol.
Andy Warhol is correct for 20 points. Look at your studio monitors now. She was the only female to ever be a majority party candidate for the vice presidency of the United States. Who is this former congresswoman? Sana from Beavercreek.
Geraldine Ferraro.
That's Geraldine Ferraro, correct. Born on this day, December 6, 1896, he composed many songs and worked closely with his brother George on these musical creations of popular music. Steve from Beavercreek.
Ira Gershwin.
It was Ira Gershwin, that's correct. During this week in history, the world heard this message, a day that will live in infamy. Nathan from Anna.
The Battle of Pearl Harbor.
The attack on Pearl Harbor is when President Roosevelt delivered that famous speech, 1941. This is a system of beliefs which seeks to explain the origin and structure of the universe via studies of the stars, planets. Joey from Beavercreek.
Astronomy.
No, incorrect. Let me finish the question. Stars, planets, and other celestial phenomena. It looks for a harmonious framework that integrates time, space, and the planets. Jenica, you buzzed in.
Astrology?
No, it's cosmology is what we were looking for. This was a highly racist policy followed in South Africa for many years. Steve from Beavercreek.
Apartheid.
Apartheid is correct for 20 points. Speak softly and carry a big stick was a proverb. Andy from Anna.
Theodore Roosevelt.
Used by Teddy Roosevelt. That's correct for 20 points. In 1907, some boys spent a few days camping on an island off southern England, learning outdoor skills under Sir Robert Baden-Powell. He found it to be an excellent experience and founded what modern-day organization? Steve from Beavercreek.
The Boy Scouts.
Founded the Boy Scouts. That's correct. In 1991 and 1992, one of our major potential enemy nations broke apart and took on a very different form. Andy from Anna.
Russia.
Yes, the Soviet Union. That is correct. Born in Milan, Ohio, this major inventor once said, Joey from Beavercreek.
Thomas Edison.
That's it. He said, genius is 1% inspiration, 99% perspiration. She was born on December 10th, 1830, and died in 1886. During her life, she wrote thousands of highly, Joey from
Emily
Beavercreek.
Dickinson.
Emily Dickinson, highly original and influential poems, which were not published until 5 years after her death. This type of rock is characterized by carbon. Limestone is an example of it. Steve from Beavercreek.
Sedimentary.
Incorrect. Let me finish the question for Anna. What is the name of this type of rock that limestone is an example of? Nathan.
Shale.
No, carbonate rock is what we were looking for. The distance from the center point of a circle to its circumference is known by what name? Kevin from Beavercreek.
Radius.
It's the radius, that's correct. He was a male French painter born in 1840 whose famous picture, Impression Soleil Levant, gave rise to the art excellency. Jenica from Anna.
Monet.
Claude Monet, that is correct for 20 points. Both the Greeks and the Romans called him the god of poetry, prophecy, medicine, and light. Joey from Beavercreek.
Apollo.
What, pardon me?
Apollo.
Apollo is correct for 20 points. In 1911, the last Chinese emperor's rule came to an end when the revolt by the Kuomintang Party was successful. Who was the well-known leader of that revolt? Steve from Beavercreek.
Sun Yat-sen.
That is correct for 20 points. Also in 1911, the Nestor Film Company built a studio to make pictures and was soon copied by the Keystone Picture Company, which made films about comedy cops. In what Los Angeles suburb did these companies build their studios? Jenica from Anna.
Hollywood.
Hollywood is correct. This low-growing plant is found in the desert of the southwestern United States and contains alkaloid mescaline. Some Native American tribes, Joey from Beavercreek.
Peyote.
Peyote is correct for 20 points. Two men were both married to Marilyn Monroe, but not at the same time, of course. One was a famous baseball player for the Yankees, and we are out of time, so we didn't get that question in. That's going to do it for our game between Beavercreek and Anna, but we're not going to check out the final score until we get a word from these sponsors. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. Let's check out the scoreboard one more time. Beavercreek puts up a big number today, 600 points to knock off Anna, so Beavercreek will come back next week to take on the Braves of Springfield Shawnee. We'll look forward to seeing Beavercreek next week. Anna, thank you very much for coming down, and best of luck to all of you in the future. We'll see you next week as Beavercreek takes on Springfield Shawnee on High Q. See ya.